Hello everybody, welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And before I start, I also publish on Rumble and I'm the social medias also. So let's get started. We got some interesting news. MSI launches 36 Ti Super Free X series with Supreme Cooling solution. It's very late on the game, but I think it might be some stuff that, I don't know, stock that was forgotten somewhere in a warehouse and they try to take advantage of, I don't know, boards from the 3060 Ti and some cooling solutions from the 30 series Supreme design, because the cooler is based on that design. So I suppose there was a lot of stock laying around there and they managed to, I don't know, assemble a GPU which at this stage it's worthless. 8 gigabytes, even like the GTDR6X, it's not good enough. Okay, it might be good enough for a 1080p card, as a 1080p card, but the price usually of the 3060s, especially 3060 Ti, it's not good. We got better GPUs at the moment, 6600 and the XT variant of the AMD ones. We got the A7 from the Intel A7050 and the 717 or oh my god, 770, whatever it is, the next version of Intel Arc. They are well better suited for. They are more competitive. They perform at minimum at the same as the 3060 Ti, and they're way cheaper. And in the version of the I'm not sure, the 6600, I think it also have like 8 gigabytes, or I'm not sure if it has 8 or 12 gigabytes. I'm sorry, I don't remember the top of my head. But there is a version of the 7070, the 770 of the Intel GPU. I think it's 8 and 16, but it's a special edition. It's a little bit more expensive, but yeah, long term, even in 1080p, I've been seeing a lot of interviews with developers. So they are from Call of Duty, Unreal Engine, and the other game engines that they are saying that it's mainly due because of how, for example, consoles have a unified memory. In this case, it's 16 gigabytes from the PS5 and Xbox Series X or whatever it is, the competitor of the PS5. They use 16 gigabytes, and that usually when develop, and it's been for a while now, they try to develop taking into account those 16 gigabytes. And when that translates to the PC, the terms of how you need to optimize even more for this just 8 gigabytes of VRAM, it's very difficult, mainly because again, it's the textures, the meshes, especially then when you try to implement ray tracing, and it occupies a buffer in the VRAM, the logic of certain NPCs and everything, and even in the world, how it works, the environment, everything is taken into consideration now when you have like VRAM, and that is very difficult, especially in higher resolutions like 1440p and 4K, when you are stifled with 12 gigabytes. Like the 3070 Ti, it can manage in some games 4K, but with these new games that are coming, it's going to be almost not impossible, but it's going to be very difficult for you to have a good experience. Usually they use some tricks to try to overrun the 12 gigabyte stranglehold. Usually it's like the textures that are rendered are lower qualities. Sometimes you don't even notice, but if you start looking for it, you might notice some textures popping in and out that are high quality, low quality, depending on if you're reaching the VRAM capabilities. It's a lot of we need at least minimum 1080p. We need to start to see 12 gigabytes of RAM, 1440p around 16, and minimum 4K 20 gigabytes. So we have like a good VRAM buffer to deal with all the things that the game needs to deal with, again, like the textures and everything. But yeah, this is late to the game. I don't know what this is aiming for, unless they put it like a very low price, which I don't think it will. This is a bust again. NVIDIA is it's not doing well. But yeah, let's pass from other stuff. For example, I mentioned yesterday, I think, the APUs, not yesterday, but like 2 or 3 days ago, I think. The new APUs, the 7040 series from AMD. There has been some testing on that iGPUs from that APU, and it seems to deal pretty well. Taking into consideration this is an iGPU in a lot of games at 1080p. Of course, some of them you have to lower the quality because it's not a discrete GPU. But still, we have some graphics here. For example, you can play CSGO 1080p high, 130 frames, even Forza Horizon 1080p high, around 80 frames, Fortnite 1080p medium 78, Doom Eternal 83 FPS and all that. Even Cyberpunk, between the mix between medium and low, you can play around 70 FPS, which is quite powerful for an APU. AMD did very well on this news iGPUs. We'll start to see some very entry-level gaming. You don't need like a discrete GPU. If you find these new APUs, the 7040 series, in this case it's the 7940HS, I think it's the top tier. Without a discrete, you can basically save the money, especially if it is an NVIDIA discrete GPU on a laptop. You can save that money, and you can still do some basic gaming at 1080p. You don't need to, usually you have to lower to 720 or sometimes even lower. Yeah, and even with this, I think it will start to handle FSR technology. I'm not sure because this is an integrated graphic, so I'm not sure very well how it works, but still, without all this technology, it can handle basic gaming at 1080p. That's my main thing. Yeah, well, now regarding games, we don't have a lot of stuff. Supposedly Blasphemous II will launch in late summer. There is a trailer here, an awesome trailer. I didn't play the first one. Seems it's very high regarded as a kind of Metroidvania kind of game, 2D scrolling Metroidvania kind of thing. It's regarded very good, and the second one is now coming. I will leave the description, the first one, just in case you are interested. I will leave a link on the Steam page of that one. Yesterday I wanted to talk about this, but the Extra Life was down like for 10 minutes when I was recording the video. But I wanted to mention this one, Jagged Alliance 3. There is a preview from them. It seems very good. It's kind of my style. Like a tactical RPG with a lot of layers here. I think the combat is very similar to XCOM. Then you have a lot of... it's kind of the same thing as Jagged Alliance 2. I never played any of these games. I missed from my radar. But you have a lot of stuff here. It seems pretty good from what I read the article in this entirety. It seems pretty good, and I'm sure going to wishlist and see how it's going. It's developed by the same guys that did the previous one. But yeah, you have some in the story stuff. You got some like choices that you have to make in a main mission per se. But yeah, seems pretty good. You have, like, for example, combats in day and night cycles. If you play during the day, you can visualize better the enemy field, so the field of view it's better. If you play at night, you have to take into account the light sources for you to check the map and the fog of war and all that good stuff. It seems pretty good. You got some diplomacy also to interact with the world itself. Seems pretty good. I also will leave a link of this game and of course of the article itself, so you can check. If you prefer to watch in video format, they always do a video when they write an article like this. And I'm going to wrap up with some gaming deals. We got some Raw Fury publisher sale. These guys did Call of the Sea. This game was free on Epic Game Store a while ago. We got Doomkeeper, which is an awesome game. We got a lot of... They are very pixel-based art style games, at least the ones that... This one is also an oldie one, but seems pretty good. I heard a Backbone also. It's got the mixed results, and I think this suppose it's the a DLC. It's got a very positive. I heard a little bit of whispers of machine. It's a little bit like click and point, some roguelike things here, some story based here, but a lot of it is based on pixel art, which is if it's good, I always enjoy this kind of games. I'll leave of course a link here. And finally we got Control. I managed to buy this one in one of the sales for me to play in the near future, hopefully, but it finished in 2 days here. The Ultimate Edition, $10. It's a very good game. I never saw any gameplay footage because I think he has some kind of spoilery things regarding like the Alan Wake universe, something like that. So I wanted to keep myself out of spoiler territory, but yeah. And here, I don't know, it got some bundle infos, but because I have already the Control in my library, I don't know if this is going to take in account something of these prices here, but you have like 52% off on Control Ultimate Edition plus Alan Wake franchise, which is Alan Wake Collector's Edition plus the DLCs here, if you are interested. But yeah, basically this is it for today. I will wrap up with my Go Get Funding campaign here, for me to upgrade my PC to get better, more content for my private clients that I've been working with, and start doing some video stuff for them also. And of course in my free spare time, doing the daily videos that I do at the moment, resuming my gameplay series, doing some deep dives with some scripted content, and of course in the near future possibly doing some live streams. We will see. With all that said, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Till then, Kunamy Master out.